This backwoods Barbie, he was tricking up money. She's in the passenger seat of my Rolls Royce Ferrari. And, I mean, really? Really? And our son's in Miami. So I have to be calm on the phone with him, like a loving mother. I have to be happy on the TV every morning live from New York.
Now that alimony isn't being paid, Wendy Williams won't be played by her ex-husband and his new girlfriend. She worked hard for her money, and you better believe she was already kind enough to help her ex out. They obviously shouldn't ask for more. What will happen to them now that Wendy's show was canceled and she has no job? Hunter is distraught and broke. If they think they can live off of her, then they better pack their bags and look for another person to smooch off of, because she's not allowing any of this nonsense. No one doesn't recognize Wendy Williams, one of the most popular and well-known talk show hosts. Fame comes with money, and of course, she has a lot of fans. Wendy was married to Kevin Hunter for more than 2 decades. For years, their names would only be associated with each other because Wendy was a star and Kevin was her right-hand man. He was also her manager and a producer of The Wendy Williams Show. They were a match made in heaven and even welcomed their son Kevin. She probably didn't expect her husband to be one of those people, because who in their right mind would do that? Wendy was married to Kevin Hunter for more than 2 decades. Kevin worked as a producer for Wendy on her projects for several years, including the biography Queen of Media and the TV docuseries The Wendy Williams Project. Imagine if they divorced, he would also get fired from all his jobs, and that's exactly what happened. Wendy had the looks, the jab, and the money. What more could her husband ask for? He could just chill with all the money, right? But little did anyone know things were going south behind Canberra. She claimed she doesn't regret putting up with Kevin for all 25 years, even though she was aware he had affairs virtually from the start of their relationship, including before they were married.
We were married for almost 22 years. We were together for 25 years. I don't regret the day of meeting him. I don't regret putting up with him for all 25 years. And that has nothing to do with him having this baby or him having this side girl for almost 15 years of our marriage. I've known about her almost since the beginning.
I suppose that's what unconditional love looks like. Kevin would use Wendy's money to treat his mistresses in addition to being the multitasking lover that he is. This is her hard-earned money from blood, sweat, and tears, all wasted on other women just because her ex thought he was entitled to it. Kevin did Wendy wrong, and he's still expecting her to support him. Wendy was well aware that her ex-husband had used the funds to entertain his other lovers, but she didn't even blink when she learned that Kevin had been somewhat devoted to Sharina Hudson, who had served as his mistress for several years, possibly starting in 2007. Just 9 miles from the cozy house he and Wendy live in, Kevin purchased a house for Sharina. She wasn't willing to play stepfather for Kevin and Serena's love child if they used Wendy's money when they were still dating. Of course, they'll find a way to use her money now that she and Kevin are divorced. And when they had a daughter, that was the final straw for the TV show host. She filed for divorce in 2019, but that wasn't the last time she saw him. Then, without confirming or denying that he is the father of the child, Hunter apologized publicly to Wendy, saying, "I am not proud of my recent conduct and accept full accountability, and sorry to my wife, my family, and her fantastic supporters." In a statement, Kevin said, "I'm going through a period of introspection and trying to right some wrongs." He claimed it was an amicable divorce, the quickest in Hollywood history, but we believe Wendy just wanted out. It turns out that Kevin Hunter wants to be paid for alimony and child support, which can't be done because their child isn't even a minor anymore. The funnier his schemes to get Wendy's money got, the more tragic it was when he fell for them and decided to give him money. For the final season of the Wendy Williams Show, we hardly ever saw Wendy on screen, as she had to leave a bit due to multiple illnesses. and this led to the difficult decision of canceling the show. Now that Wendy's show is over and she has no jobs, she doesn't need to pay alimony. By that point, she was practically a jobless billionaire, and Kevin and Sharina went back to begging for their niece. Hunter, Wendy's ex-husband, claims that without her financial help, he cannot afford basic things like auto insurance and monthly fees. Hunter claims that Wendy has suffered from severe health issues and has lost financial control over her money. The stipend allowed him to live a lifestyle that may have included caring for his mistress-turned-fiancé and a legitimate child father during the marriage. But this isn't Wendy's problem, is it? He has now asked the court to demand that his alimony payments resume. He wants them to order Wendy's guardian to make payments as contractually required under the MSA and severance agreement. Because he has fallen behind on his, Kevin can't blame Wendy for any of this because they made a deal when they got divorced. According to their marital settlement agreement, if Wendy was no longer employed, then she would not be required to pay alimony to Hunter. The father of two claimed that he needs hip surgery but can't afford it without insurance, and as a result of non-treatment, he lives with daily pain, and all payments would stop. Hence, as of October 2021, the talks program for which Hunter rose to fame had been canceled with no apparent renewal date. However, court records did indicate that Hunter's monthly alimony payments ended in February 2022. Considering Wendy has been paying alimony while being unemployed for a few months, she is cutting him too much slack.
Individual. I will plot on you. That's right. And that's why I'm going into season 11. And he's changing Pampers.
Well, since Kevin believes he was the show's brains and the reason it became popular, he wants everything to be split 50-50 with Wendy. He even had the arrogance to claim credit for the show's success, while his ex-named wife is actually in the title. Wendy's fans are saying the fact that she had to pay him anything at all is beyond me when he cheated and had a baby on her. They most definitely did not end infidelity on her. It's really sad that he has no shame begging his ex for her money. As evidenced by the abundance of comments online that read, "Wendy is masterclass, she dog walked him LMAO." Wendy outsmarted him, and he is headed for a harsh awakening. Kevin and his mistress need to get jobs, and his mistress should pawn her big diamond ring so he can pay their bills. Wendy claimed she always had a plan, which explains why she let the show go down the way it did. Wendy is the queen of pettiness. Oh my goodness, and I am living for her drama. But if you want some next level drama, you gotta check our next video.